Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson. It's Kevin Jackson Show. So I'm talking about the mixed signals that we're getting out there, right? And that's going to be my theme for the day, these mixed signals, because you don't know whether you're winning or you're losing. We won't know until Roy Moore is elected if we won or we lost on this thing. But I'm making a prediction. We're going to win. Now, Newsmax, who is a complete leftist rag, they come out, they propose as conservatives, but they're not. They don't like us. They're friends of the Clintons. They're friends of the left. And Chris Ruddy, who I happened to be with while I was in New York, got an award from a big Jewish organization for his work on behalf of Jewish people, which is great. But his work on behalf of conservatism is pretty shallow. Trust me on this. So he puts out, his Newsmax puts out a thing that says Roy Moore was leading by double digits until they released this story. Now he says Roy Moore is behind. I don't know if he is or if he isn't. Alabamans don't like some of the things that Roy Moore is being accused of. And if he gets to the masses and they believe that, Roy Moore did what he did, then he could very well lose. But I'm going to make a prediction that Roy Moore wins. And I think whether he ekes it out or he wins in a landslide, it doesn't really matter. But I'm going to make a prediction that he wins because I think the majority of the people now understand what's going on here. And so we'll see. But there are other things that are out there that make you go, I don't know. Like you look at Trump's cabinet, President Trump's cabinet. You have some people who are Democrats, some people who are actually liberals, and they fight against the things that we're talking about. This latest, some lady he made. He wanted to make, I don't know, what's the latest appointment we're looking at? And she believes in global climate change or Muslims are good people or something like that. These Muslim terrorists are good. I don't know what it is, but I know she's under controversy. And there are others within his cabinet that you go, what in the world is going on? How can you fight the deep state, the swamp rats, when you're putting them in your midst? Good question. So here's the thing about ferreting out the wrong people, getting the people out that you want to get out. Do you surround yourself with all your buddies, the people that you trust? Or do you have to keep a few people in there that are going to lead you to the bad guys? So think about that. I don't have an answer for you, but I think that's possibly part of what's going on here. We'll see. So Trump's cabinet's selections could be considered a bit iffy. We're getting mixed information about Obamacare, and I'll give you some idea of what I'm talking about. They tell me now that the Obamacare enrollment numbers are up. And my question is, do you believe them? Here's an article. President Donald Trump wants Obamacare to implode. That's not a mischievous inference from his legislative misadventures. That's a direct quote. And here's what he said. As I said from the beginning, let Obamacare implode, then deal. Watch. That's what he tweeted in July. Now, the woman who wrote this article for some leftist rag, she doesn't get it. That's a good thing. Donald Trump told you exactly what he wanted to do. Most of America agrees with him. Barack Obama, on the other hand, told Americans he was going to pass Obamacare as an alternative to other insurance plans, and that if you liked your existing plan, you could keep it. If you liked your existing doctor, you could keep it. He flatly lied. He wanted single-payer health, aka government health care, which, if you are a victim of it as I've been, you've spent thousands of dollars to get nothing new, to fear going to the doctor. That's what I've got. Let me tell you why you have to fear going to the doctor if you're a responsible citizen. See, if I'm irresponsible and I say, I'm going to the doctor, I'm going to the emergency room to get this splinter out of my finger because it hurts. And I go and they remove the splinter and everything you do at the doctor costs you $500. So I pay $500 to get the splinter removed from my finger. And they say, well, we need some insurance. I don't have it. Then we need a payment. I don't have it. And you walk out. You want to know why it's okay to do that if you're the average Joe? You don't care about your credit. You don't care. You're going to go back to the hospital. They're going to treat you again. They're going to give you a bill. And you're not going to care. But when you have good credit, when you're living life on the up and up and you go there and they say you owe us $1,000 for this thing. You're like, what? To get a splinter removed? Not that I would go for that, but whatever. And you're like, what are you talking about? Well, there was the emergency room, and there was these fees, and then the Band-Aid was $45, and we gave you an aspirin that cost $150. I mean, and then you're like, well, nothing. Over. You got to pay it, because if you don't pay it, your credit gets hit, and you care. See, you live life you try to do it the right way. You care. So your credit gets hit. You're like, I can't have my credit getting hit. So you pay for that. And you paid for 14 other people. That's how the system works. It's a good thing that we're getting rid of Obamacare. We can finally go back to reasonable health care cost, because a health care is a roll of the dice, folks. Insurance, it's a roll of the dice. Most of us are pretty healthy. That's the other side benefit of being conservative. You probably live a pretty decent life. You go to the gym. You do wellness care, for yourself. So you go get periodic checkups for things. You take your vitamins and so on and so forth. It's these other people, these leftists, that don't give a crap about their health. They eat all the labels on foods. You actually read them. You're like, well, okay, I can't eat that. No, got to watch my cholesterol, And if you want to get sucked into the gluten and all this other crap, then fine. But the point is, you are living relatively healthy lives. You don't do at-risk behaviors and things like this. You are the persons that the insurance company goes, hey, you're the guy that's rarely going to use it. So your rates should be a lot cheaper than these morons that go out there eating street foods and, doing whatever it is that they do with their lives. I don't even know, don't want to know, don't care. I just know it's not like us. So we're the ones who foot the bill. And the insurance companies know it. So you're getting screwed over by Obamacare, and Trump says, I'm going to help you guys. I'm going to give you some of your money back. You're going to get a plan that works for you. There are plans that say you can't have, extramarital sex and blah blah blah, and you sign up for that stuff. Do you know that there are plans like that? They're religious based plans. Anyway, this article goes on. It's somewhat surprising on his watch. Enrollment seems to be on track for its best year ever. In the first 4 days, 601,462 people signed up for insurance through the federal marketplace, a significantly faster pace than in earlier years, and almost a quarter of them were new to the exchanges. Probably not what you expected. It's not what I expected. Premiums are rising. Insurers are pulling out. The administration seems somewhat uninterested in encouraging people to enroll, having shortened the period, defunded the cost-sharing subsidies for low-income enrollees. So Donald Trump is effectively saying, I'm letting it do what it does. But look at all these people that have come on. Woohoo! Now, let's get to the crux of it. She says, nonetheless, open enrollment seems to be going swimmingly. 4 days of data are not enough to draw definitive conclusions. But I can outline some factors that could be contributing to this unexpected spike in enrollment. Now see, here's what I find funny. They want to call it a spike in enrollment because it's more enrollment than they've had in a long time. They've got 4 days of data, which is a snapshot of data. And they say, woohoo, look at what's happening. We got a shorter period to get people enrolled, and they're rushing to be enrolled. Let me tell you what to look for, okay? Wait till the end. Find out how many people. Barack Obama, when he started Obamacare, he said, I want to insure 31 million people on this plan. There are 31 million people who don't have insurance. So he blew up the system that had 300 million people on it in order to cover 31. A system that could have easily been working had they done some very basic things, like one, crack down on insurance fraud. That's a very basic one to do. That's what you should have done regardless of any plan you want to implement. You say, look, before we implement anything, we're going to eliminate fraud and waste in the system. Now, there are those out there going, oh, they did that. You know, they cracked down on an opioid thing or this, that. Let me tell you, they didn't make a dent in it. So you crack down on waste and fraud. Then the second thing was, then Donald Trump, President Trump is looking to do this, which is you can get insurance across state lines. If there's a better plan in Ohio, get that plan. Why is it that citizens in Ohio should be entitled to some great plan versus citizens in California who've got a crappy plan that costs 3 times as much? Make them have to compete. So that would have been something that would average things out for everybody. There could have been a lot of things. But here's the point of it all. This lady the lady who wrote this article, has no idea what the long-term ramifications are going to be for Obamacare. It will in no way come close to 31 million people, which is what they want. It won't even get close to 10. All right? Back in a bit.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.